because I know you guys are all waiting for this, and I'm waiting for this as well because, again, as I mentioned, ROF, Somniac, two players that we have seen many times during the course of Street Fighter V. And as you can see here, beautiful graphic. Great
it's
job.
So cool,
great
dude.
job to you guys over there. But you can actually see here, it looks like it's going to be JP versus Luke coming up here.
Oh, yeah, one of the best well-rounded characters in the game on the side of Luke versus JP, the Menace. Kakaru getting the highest placing at EVO, but we're going to see how ROF feels about this matchup coming up now. See exactly what they have to say. And it's me fighting Somniac as an Oceania classic. Looking forward to the day as well. An honor to be sure. And you know what? That is a class act right there. It is the Oceania special right here that we're going to get. Somniac versus ROF. Now, the inauguration into the Capcom Pro Tour online here. And yeah, Luke is definitely one of the characters that has a pretty good time navigating against JP. Obviously, Fireballs will beat the OD Amnesia on Wake Up. Does beat the level 1 Wake Up as well, so have to be a little bit more sparing in using that option, especially if Luke is looking for it. And, you know, hit scan from the Sandblast, advancing jabs, but you know, you make one mistake, you're back to full screen, and ROF can really play that zoning game, and maybe a rushdown game too with JP, so I want to see how this shakes up. Our first match of CPT Oceania, top 16, man, oh, good, and it's, dude, we even got the bottom ticker right there showing us everything. Nice. Beautiful, dude, they're going to keep showing us stuff on production, and I'm going to sip my Red Bull every time and be like, I'll drink to that.
And you know what? I'm really excited about this because, honestly, look, there's 18 characters in this game, right?
Oh, yeah.
People talking about the tier lists and everything like that. People have been talking about tier lists, but this is truly a game that I personally feel like there are about 10 characters in the top 5.
It's like the end discussion when we got to Street Fighter V.
Right.
We're like, yeah, there's like 20 characters in the top 10 and then like 20 in the bottom 10.
But what the interesting thing was, even in Street Fighter V, even a lot of people were saying, I mean, it's usually Luke and Dhalsim were the ones that you talked about.
The 1 and 2s.
Yeah. But even right now, everybody that you talk to, I mean, sure, there's maybe like a small group that, covers most people's 1 through 3.
Yeah.
But everybody you talk to puts them in different orders.
Oh, they put them in different places.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, what character fits here? I put Ken in the square hole.
Yeah.
That's like, where did you put Jury? I put her in the square hole. Well, where'd you put Guile? I put him in the square hole. But there's nothing square about this. We're getting into our first match. Winners quarterfinals here. The triangle. No triangle. No triangle.
Here we go. So, again, JP. And, you know, as he first came out, JP and DJ were the first two characters out of the gate that everyone was like, these characters are going to be problems. But it actually turned out that people started figuring out JP's zoning. But then we figured out JP can rush down as well. And so he's remained still a terror, as you mentioned, Kakaru, probably the strongest JP on the planet right now.
Yeah, and I really think that the JP matchup comes down to how fast the JP can really burn your resources. Because if you're fighting against JP and you're in burnout, I believe he becomes the strongest character in the game. So you have to be able to manage your resources while giving everything to approach, while also hanging on a thread to not burn out before he does. And what we're seeing right here is just that.
He was trying to bait something out. I'm not sure what it was, but look at this with a light button check. And hear that spike coming, ready to come at you.
Oh, and yeah, you're not allowed to block anymore on the side of Somniac, but now Burnout on the side of ROF. But look at, now he's in Burnout, not close enough to the corner to get the stun just yet. And now it's a battle of attrition.
Oh, he knew. He was like, you know what? You can't drive impact me. So here we go to the corner mix-up time. Oh, no. He wasn't far back enough to get that crouch heavy punch.
Yeah, the only opportunity you really had there to get the anti-air was maybe a micro walk forward into a cross-cut. Kind of difficult, you know, not the easiest 2 months in, but that is a Street Fighter fundamental from 5. And hopefully we see transition over to 6.
One of the things that, you talked about. So, again, for those people who haven't been watching a lot of Street Fighter 6, maybe you've just come back here and like, this is cool, time for new game. The drive gauge management is everything in this game. So you do not want to get burned out. You do not want to lose all that meter. And so you really have to figure out how to spend your meter and also drain your opponent's drive gauge as well. So I feel like that's more important than the life gauge in this game.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. That's kind of like as soon as you put your opponent in burnout, if they don't have any meter, they run out of options and they just completely start to fall apart. Right. And every punish counter really starts to add up. Level 2 here. Going to lead into the kill. You are absolutely done. Snap your fingers. You creep.
Oh, no, he mistimed it. He didn't get the spike. The spike is supposed to continue the combo, but he mistimed it a little bit. He's going to make it over. Oh, boy. And guess what? He's about to get his meter back, and this is beautiful. This stops ROF's drive gauge gain, and now Somniac has gained everything back. drive rush maybe into an impact or something like that. But here he comes. Yeah,
and he's not close enough, then it doesn't
Oh!
matter. Did not have the spacing correct right there, and ROF clinches it in that last moment. Gotta always be aware of your screen position. The real estate was on JP's side. There's a reason he's Shadow Loser counting, okay?
Yeah, I mean, it was a smart idea. He had to try to go for it. That would have been the win if they were close enough. Unfortunately, not close enough. Oh boy, that was brutal. But you know what? A lot of these matches have been going like this here in Street Fighter 6, just coming down to these clutch moments like this. Like I said, Evo Top 6 was full of this.
Yeah, you're talking about clutch moments versus JP. If you haven't watched it, go watch Tokido versus Kakeru in the last decision, because that was a heartbreaker in a head.
Kakeru honestly had the 2 roughest losses back-to-back in a top 6 that I may have ever seen.
Dude, the alternate timeline, and he's the Evo champ.
Yeah,
like, that's all it is.
Honestly, yes, 100%. And right there, you saw right there. You see how he uses the fake? ROF uses the fake. What that does is it causes Somniac to use the drive parry, but then he doesn't block anything.
Yeah.
So he actually loses some of that drive meter. And so you saw Somniac immediately drive rush to try to get some use out of that. Oh,
yeah. And the thing is, he was checking that range consistently because we kept seeing the crouching medium punch come out of ROF, and he wasn't finding a way to jump out or escape. Now you got one more guess. You can try to amnesia. Wakes up with the super. Give me my drive bar back. Thanks for the donated meter. Good round on the board for Somniac.
Yep. Obviously, level 1s in this game all have invincibility, except for a few characters like DJ. Suspiciously does not have one, although it's great for whiff punishing. But level 1s have invulnerability for most characters, so they are your only hope a lot of the times when you're burned out.
Yeah, and it's like die fighting or lose the battle of attrition where they can jail into the drive impact.
Yep.
So pretty difficult kind of a catch-all scenario. Yeah, this is unwinnable right here. Yeah.
I mean, fortunately, the drive impact situation, if it is a jail from a block stun, you'll see lock show up on the screen.
Yeah.
And the guy won't actually get stunned, but...
Ooh, big whiff right there on the perfect knuckle. Not able to get the real connection.
Yeah, you can't jump backwards in the corner like that on JP. That's well aware.
And I like that option to parry here, but he's getting caught off guard just a little bit. Every single time you get punish countered on the grab, you lose a brick too. So.
Yeah, and it's 2,000 damage.
It's so much.
Dude, for most characters have 10,000 damage.
20% off.
Yeah, right. 10,000 health. So 5 punish throws will kill you. And it's crazy. That's a lot of damage.
Wow.
Throws.
Nice check on the dash. That is some Street Fighter legacy right there, where you're able to check the dash. It might not be the green one, but I'm sure still am ready to react to the regular. And now about to be in burnout. This is so hard because you don't want to block just about anything, but the critical art here is a huge answer. And there it is.
He just didn't think. Oh.
It's over.
Ooh, so there it is right there. ROF with 2 games. And look, drive impacts are scary, and they're very, very strong. We saw this at Evo Top 6. Everybody got hit by drive impacts. Everybody got hit by them, which simultaneously made me feel better about myself, but simultaneously